Good morning, it's Elaine with Elaine's Custom Cards, and today we're gonna make a card with the Everything is Rosy product medley. This is the card we're making today, and this is the bundle, or not the bundle, but the product medley. Get it focused up here so you can see. It's good till the end of the month or while supplies last. There's the number 150059. You can order that on my website, Elaine's Custom Cards, or elaine.dotson.stampinup.net. Sorry, Elaine's Custom Cards at gmail.com is my email if you have questions. So let's get started on this card. I did this on blue, or the Night of Navy cardstock, and I used some Melon Mambo and some Whisper White. And then I used the stamp set. I used May Your Birthday Be Filled with Pretty Things, and on the inside I put Time to Celebrate All the Lovely Things in Life Starting with You. And then I stamped this little image right here. And that's all the stamping I did. So let's set that right there. And for the dies that come with this, I used this one right here to cut out some of the rose gold paper, the foil paper. And then I used the stitched layering framelits, and I'm going to tell you the sizes as we go on what I use. So here's everything all cut out. I used some of the ribbon and one of the labels that come in the medley. There's several to choose from of the labels. And then the paper I used, obviously, is the flower paper. And there's all kinds of beautiful paper in here. 6x6 papers. Can't wait to try them all. Plus the rose gold foil. So the first thing I did was cut out the foil. And I cut it at 5 1/4 by 4, and then I took the third to the largest die and cut the center out and set that aside. So we're using this, and then I took some of the scrap to die cut these little pieces and then glued them on after I stamped my sentiment. So let's get started. We'll put this on the inside. This is, I'll put a label on the back. Oh, it's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So we'll glue that to the inside. This piece is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8 of the Whisper White. Get that glued to the inside so that it'll be done. Okay, the inside's done, so I'll set that there. And then I'm going to glue my frame, which is 5 1/4 by 4. So this, I'm going to glue this to the front, just center it. Like so. Now when you are cutting or die cutting this foil, if you use a piece of waxed paper on this side of it, when you face down, if your plates are pretty scratched up, this will keep it from getting scratched. Okay, then I took a piece of the DSP and I cut it at 5 by 3 3/4, and then I used the next size die. I believe it was the next size. Yes. Here's the one I used for the foil, and so then I took the next size die to cut the center out of this because we're going to use it. And I glued it. You can use snail. I just like this because I can move it around if I need to. So glue this to this. Center that on there. Okay, don't put too much glue because if it oozes out, then it kind of gonna have to wipe it off. Okay, then I have a piece of this Night of Navy, and I know I wrote down the size, but I don't see it. I must have lost my little slip of paper here. Anyway, let me measure here. It is 4 1/4 by 3. No, by 2 and about 7/8. Yeah, 4 1/4 by 2 7/8. And then my melon mambo is 4 1/8 by 2 3/4. And I adhered this to the Night of Navy. Now you could take the piece that you cut out of the center of this and use it instead of this piece, or instead of the Night of Navy, but which would be this piece, because I did, you could do this instead, but that's not what I wanted. So I did that, and then I took this that was in the center of this right here, that I cut out of the center, excuse me, and I adhered it to the melon mambo. I got a bit of a frog this morning. I forgot to bring my water over here. So, excuse me if I have to clear my throat. Okay. There. I adhered that like so. Okay, and then I stamped my sentiment on this label, and I glued the little cutouts on the sides. And then I took my ribbon, and I'd already tied it in a bow, and I decided I wanted it on the left side of the top piece, and so I want to make sure I have enough to wrap around the edge. So I cut a little over here. Like so. And then I put a glue dot on the back of this. As usual, I try to keep my cards fairly simple. When I'm done with this card, I'll show you the next thing I'm going to be working on with this paper, with this medley. Normally I have these, upload them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I was out of town yesterday. I had to go grocery shopping. So I put that there, wrapped it around, put a piece of tape, hold that ribbon down, and then I did the same on the other side. You just want to make sure that when you put this back on here, that your flowers line up for where you cut it out. Otherwise it might look kind of funny. At least it would to me. Maybe not to you. Okay. And then I put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this because I wanted it popped up. And I'm going to go ahead and put some there just to keep it popped up good. I don't want it sagging in the center. So do that. As usual, my goal is to keep the cards simple so they're easy for you to duplicate. And you could make several of these, have everything cut out, and it wouldn't take very long to make several birthday cards. And then I put 4 dimensionals on the back of my sentiment piece because I wanted it popped up as well. And put it, I centered it kind of on the ribbon right here. Like so, and made sure that it was level. There. Now, if you need to trim your ribbon end, you can do that. But that's your card. You can dress it up if you want to add more bling to it. You could put some of these little dots that came with the medley. And then for the envelope, I just stamped this little image in the corner. And that's your card. Melon Mambo ink, Night of Navy ink, the Night of Navy ribbon, and that's a really fairly simple card. I use this design quite a bit because I like it. Let me show you. I haven't started on the next project, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these pizza boxes and decorate it. I don't know whether I'll just stamp or what I'll do, but that'll be in my next video. And then I have some of these 3x3 envelopes for the inside, and then I'm going to make little thank you cards. And what I did was I took a 12x12 sheet of the Whisper White, and it's thin, but I wanted it thin because I'm going to be adding layers. And with a 12x12 you can get 8 of these note cards that fit in these envelopes, because these are 3x6 scored at 3, and so you can get 8 of them out of a 12x12 sheet of cardstock. So that'll be the next project that I'm going to do for you. So watch my video on, probably it's either going to be tomorrow or Thursday. This depends when I can get these done. So I hope you have a lovely day. Remember to go to my website, elainedotson.stampinup.net, to order. If you're interested in the interested in this Everything is Rosy medley, and order quickly because I have a feeling they're going to sell out of it. It's very popular and very beautiful. So have a very lovely day. Enjoy the sun if it's sun shining where you are. And be blessed. And until next time, have fun crafting.